favored, educated, underrated, legislate them reparations, sit that crib on 40 acres, hey. Blessing, highly favored, educated, underrated, legislate them reparations, sit that crib on 40 acres, hey.
So I decided to take a trip to the Houston Museum of Natural Science, and here's a little bit of it.
You already knew that.
Like Bruce Lee, be water. I ain't talking about no damn Florida. I ain't talking about no damn Georgia. Talk about a nigga going harder. Like Bruce Lee, be water. I ain't talking about out in VA. I ain't talking about no damn beach day. Talking about a nigga make big play. Like Bruce Lee, be water. I ain't talking about no damn Florida. I ain't talking about no damn Georgia. Talking about a nigga going harder. Like Bruce Lee, be water. I ain't talking about out in VA. I ain't talking about no damn beach day. Talking about a nigga make big play. Be water, gotta go harder, gotta be smarter. About to transform on you boys, I ain't normal. And try to warn you, no brakes, car race, titty can't wait, 8. And I'm still hungry, might take your plate, egg steak, chicken wings with the white gravy. I've been rapping all my life, fuck you, pay me. I've been rapping all my life, fuck you, pay me. Had to switch it up, still on my pivot, say I'm too lyrical, but they still won't get it. I ain't tripping, money still on my mental, caught a case in a rental. I'm still presidential, still got my middle finger out the window, drinking gin behind 10 AC through the vent, all money in, recipes to nip. All money in, recipes to nip, yeah. Niggas running they mouth like women don't respect that check.
So lately I've been interested in politics in general. You know, I'm a hood politician, you know that politics is in every aspect of life. You gotta campaign in order to have an impact on the community. But I'm interested in actual politics pertaining to the U.S. government. So I went to an event here at an Italian restaurant, a speaking event for Texas Representative Mike Schofield, who's a representative here in Houston, in the suburb of Houston, Cypress area. I forget what specific district. And Lacey Hull, who was a representative as well from here in Houston. And politicians, they have to campaign. They are elected by the districts that they represent. And I'm interested to really understand the real impact of politicians and politics in the community and how much power the community actually has within politics. So Representative Mike Schofield, he is not originally from Texas. He's from New Jersey, I believe. And he's pretty much been in the seat here representing this area for some years. The previous governor, Rick Perry, he was under Rick Perry and held the seat for a while. And now there's a woman from out here in Houston. I forget her name, a Hispanic woman who is now, I believe she won the seat last. If not, she has an advantage, I would assume, in this new race. She's the governor, who's the governor now, Greg Abbott, is a proponent. She is a proponent of his. He sees her impact because she's from the community. She's a single mother, a business, created a business, and ran for office here in her community. So it's been a while since, I guess, Mike Schofield had to actually have an actual race. So I was just curious. I've never been to something like this. I wanted to see what that would entail. So we're here at Buca de Beppo, Italian restaurant. Very authentic feel. Italian photography, artwork. Eggplant parmesan. See me looking that. Now this place serves pretty big portions. It says it serves like you can either order like for 3, and then the next size I think it's more, 7, 10, supposed to feed that many people. So they serve it in large servings, just supposed to portion it out. But you know me, that looked like just the right amount for one, like a good, nice portion for one. But it was pretty good. I think it was about like $22, $25 for the eggplant parmesan. A nice amount, and pretty good. To take you a little date over there, you know what I mean? It won't hit you too crazy. Nice vibe.
Really bout it, wanna see if you really bout it, if you really bout it. Yes, titty, I'm just trying to stay alive. I'm riding in the Buick and I work a 9 to 5. My loved ones around it when it's going down, and the party never stops. Not on Sunday, the fun day, but Monday it's back to dollars and cents. Some people hustle on the weekends, getting bonus and tips. I might just chill out, bring the grill out. Shit, drink a beer or 2, then I peel out. When my line ring, it's either my girl or cash calling. Yeah, I had to make a move, play it smooth. Couple hundred for my stomach to relax at night. I'm riding on E, nigga, till my cash is right. Yeah, I made a couple dollars and I put that shit away. My tank on E, but I made it to the bank.
All right, so if y'all will join me. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all together. Appreciate everyone's. Thank you for the safe travels that you've brought all of us from across the city and across the area. Thank you for the fellowship that we'll experience this evening, and for the food that we will eat. Please bless those that have prepared it, and please bless those and thank those that are hosting us this evening. Please keep in mind those in Miami, Florida. Pray for those in Miami who were victims of that terrible collapse of that residence, and for all the first responders there, as well as our first responders here in Houston, police and firemen. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right. And now, if you would please place the Texas flag, the American flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And for the Texas pledge,
honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Right.
Hi everyone, Lacey Hall. So I represent, like you said, Spring Branch area, so I neighbor with Mike. So it goes past Highway 6, Parker, Cypress, and all the way over to like the 610 area. And this was my first session as a freshman. It was awesome. I loved it. It learned so much. And people like Mike would tell me, it's a shame this is your first session. You know, it's like such a weird time with COVID and everything, but all of us freshmen, we had nothing to compare it to. So we didn't know any different, but it was a great learning experience. And I was, like he said, I was on human services and insurance, and the healthcare wins that we had this session, led by Republicans, were just amazing. The one that I am, there's two that I was really very happy to get done. One is the relocation of foster care children during disasters. So currently, and this was an issue during the freeze and issues with COVID, if children need to be relocated during a disaster, and it is not an approved facility, those people can lose their license. So this is a workaround to be able to make sure that the children can remain safe, can be moved to a different facility or location, and the people will not lose their license. During the campaign, I went block walking like crazy and knocked on a ton of doors, and like every door, I asked this man, what issues do you care about? What do you want to see? What do you want us to work on? And he told me this heartbreaking story about how the very next day he was going to Laredo to go have his missing son's body exhumed. You know, someone is found or there's a missing persons report and the police there's no database for them to go match that up. That's not a requirement. I just assumed that it was. So I passed a bill to make it a requirement. We had the most pro Second Amendment session, and I don't even know when. I don't know. And the fact that we got constitutional carry passed was huge. You can now carry in your hotel. We had the one Tom Oliverson did about suppressors from Texas. We had foster parents can now have their guns and their ammo stored in the same locker. So before they had to keep them separate, and so now, and that discouraged a lot of people from wanting to foster children because they felt like how would to be able to protect their family. Moving on to the next issue that I was so excited about was the life issue. We passed the heartbeat bill this session. Huge victory for life in the state of Texas. We did that, and we did the trigger ban. So if Roe v. Wade is ever overturned, it's automatically illegal in the state of Texas. And then on top of that, we increased in the budget to be $100 million for alternatives to abortion. So sometimes these women are there because they just need help. They have no money, they have no support. It could be as simple as they need a car seat, or they need formula, or they need counseling services or childcare. And so we as a state are stepping up more to be able to help these women to choose life. And with the heartbeat bill, you know, most women go in and well after 6 weeks. And when is a heartbeat usually detected? Around 6 weeks. So with the heartbeat bill, if that woman goes in and the doctor is now required to perform this ultrasound, and if the heartbeat is detected, the doctor is not allowed to perform an abortion. So I was on human services, so we dealt with Medicaid and then CPS. We had so many CPS bills this session. We did major reforms with CPS and with foster care, really reining them in and changing the definition of neglect. And because the problem that we see a lot of times, and who we had most come testify, were parents of medically fragile children who were wrongfully accused of child abuse. And so that is what we are trying to prevent. Another issue in the healthcare that I know a lot of people are talking about, the vaccine passports. And, you know, the governor made it to where there is no government issued passports. That cannot happen, and businesses cannot ask you for it. So I think there are some more steps there that we can do in the future, but that is definitely we are on the right path. Another one, we had a lot of religious liberty bills and huge religious liberty advances for the state of Texas, and one being, which was HB 525, to where the government cannot use any disaster to shut down your church. A lot of other bills got killed, and one of those being the bail issue. And obviously, like we heard earlier, how dangerous Houston and Harris County has gotten. And we cannot have these violent criminals that just keep getting out and committing more crimes and murders, while at the same time, people who do not have money should not stay in jail if they pose no risk to the community just because they do not have money. Mike?
Thanks. It's always tough when you do the exact same job as somebody and they go before you because they take all the good stuff. but that's all right. I figure I'll probably just sweep up and get whatever was left. First of all, thank you all for being here. Nothing happens unless people actually get involved and take a stand and do something. And so coming out tonight is step one. Step two is that the legislature never goes out of business, neither do any of the other branches of government. And so they keep having elections, and you keep having to get out there and help people win them who share your philosophy and can help keep this the state that it is. You may have noticed that we're so popular that people keep moving here. Texas has literally gained congressional districts every single cycle since the 1800s, because Texas is a place where you can come, you can start from nothing, build up your business, build up your family, build up whatever life you want for yourself. The government basically provides some infrastructure and stays out of the way. And that has been Texas' philosophy from the beginning until now. Now, it's not the philosophy of some of the northeastern folks who spent $50 million trying to flip the Texas house, and all they did was exchange basically Sarah Davis for me. Because I was the only Republican in the entire state that won a Democrat seat, taking my own seat back, and they only picked up one seat. And the truth is, there's a reason why people in Texas vote the way they do and act the way they do, and there's a reason why our economy keeps thriving. And it's because we don't do what they want to do. When the government takes over everybody's business, and when the government taxes the bejesus out of you every time you try to make a living, that makes it harder to make a living. It also makes it harder to hire people. And yet, for some reason, our friends in the Northeast don't seem to get that, which is why I left New Jersey as soon as the guards turned their backs and ran down to Texas. I was actually born and raised in the state of New Jersey, and their idea is, whenever we need more money, let's just tax the businesses more, and then they cannot understand why the businesses aren't doing well and aren't hiring people. And they start yelling at them, you need to hire more people, and they say, you took all our freaking money! So there have always been sort of three kind of legs to the stool as far as government is concerned. One is to have a low tax state so that people can afford to do business here and can afford to live here. The second is to have a low and equitable regulatory scheme so everybody knows what the rules are. We don't change them on you halfway through, so you can figure out what you can do and whether the business you want to do is viable. And then the third part is, when you finally fight your way to the top of that mountain, and most businesses fail, and people try and try again, and you work hard and you finally get up to the top, there'll be a trial lawyer there trying to take it all away from you. I grew up in a state that was so bad, no one would write auto insurance. They had to make the companies that sell other types of insurance write a share of the auto insurance market, because in 3/4 of all car wrecks, that includes fender benders in the parking lot, lawyers got involved in the lawsuits, and guess what happens to the price of everybody's insurance? Right? In Texas, the first thing I did in Texas politics, I was working downtown at a joint venture Shell had with Texaco, and it went away. And the governor of Texas, at the time Rick Perry, called me, or his chief of staff called me, and said, we're going to pass a tort reform bill, and you're going to come up and work on it. That's when I found out that this isn't New Jersey or Rhode Island or Nebraska. If the governor of Texas tells you you're going to commit the next year to something, you might as well give up everything else you're planning to do because that's what you're going to be doing. And so I did. I went up there and worked on the legislative session. And the problem was that the trial lawyers were suing doctors left and right whether or not they'd done anything wrong, just every time there's a bad outcome. And here's a hint, none of us are going to live forever, eventually. They were just suing so bad that there were doctors in the valley, in fact all of them, whose malpractice insurance was going up 12, 13, 14% a year, even if they had never had a complaint filed against them in their entire career. You had doctors with $100,000 insurance premiums every year who had never been sued. One of the things I did when I worked for the governor, I had this long portfolio. Usually, you either do natural resources, or you do education, or you do one thing. I did whatever the governor put on my desk. And so he started with tort reform, and then he put redistricting, and he put election law, and he put gaming, and he put all kinds of, he put property rights protection, and eminent domain protection, a bunch of different things on there. And one day my mother went on the web to see what it was I did for a living, and she saw that amongst other things, the governor's website said that I was his advisor on the Texas Constitution. I said, well, then I better. The Texas Constitution is the second longest constitution in the world, only second to Alabama. It is 180 pages long, including 11 pages on home mortgage refinancing. And there are fun things that I found in there, like, for example, Article 7, Section 13. How many Aggies do we have in the room? You will be happy to know that your university is set up in the Texas Constitution to this day as a branch of the University of Texas. Article 7, Section 13.
Bombshell. Once again. We're up at the bombshell. Smoking out. Yeah, I got the deep cuts on this.
Yeah, perm cuts, yeah.
Yeah, man, see. Yeah. I didn't know if I want to get the perms or just, I was like, fuck.
It's the same as what you got. And then it's, like, honestly, with these, they're cut all the way through, so it's like a space in between the goals. So you can actually see you can see the different, you can see the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the deep cut. I just feel like the gold is universal. You know what I'm saying? Just gold in general, you know what I mean? Like it's universal. Like, yeah, you can have like a diamond and shit, but
gold is the more valuable investment in diamonds. Like diamonds you really have to resell. You know what I'm saying? But gold, you know what I'm saying? And you can always melt this shit back down into the bar and go put it behind somebody's money.
I haven't been watching no games, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I said I haven't been watching no games, bro. Like,
no, that's crazy.
I be doing stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. That's the comfort.
It's not even that. It just don't hold my attention the way, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much shit that be interesting, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I could go to work and hear niggas talk about the shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah. Praying to God, you know what I'm saying, lead us to the right one.
the H really wide open, you know what I'm saying? Because the H is so popular that the niggas from the top is watching Houston and thinking, you know what I'm saying, they taking them niggas up there. So that don't heat the city up. That makes the city be looking at them like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not worried about them. We could be out here just
doing our own shit, really.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I was about to say that. I ain't waiting for nobody to know what I'm saying. Like, hey, this nigga right here live, or this nigga right here live. You know what I'm saying? I want us to be live on our own accord to the point where they can't not help but ignore.
Like they gotta fuck with us because you know what I'm saying. This where niggas want to be at anyway. That's why they always be here. In Texas is where niggas want to be at, bro. They want to live in Houston and Dallas, and, you know what I'm saying? And we looking at them like, damn, I wanna. But really, they looking at us like, damn, I wanna.
I just spent the last 6 years in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Like, doing whatever out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna say I mastered that, you know what I'm saying? But like, I learned, you know what I'm saying, enough of the game, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, I tapped in with the right people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you got the Cali connection. That's all it really need. That's what matters.
Exactly. I'm connected, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm connected over there. You know what I'm saying? So I can come back home now, you know what I'm saying? I can do what the fuck I need to do and tap in with who I need to tap in with right here. Hey, man. I'm gonna show up the record. Oh, did you bring records down here? I'm talking about like anywhere you DJ.
Yeah, I want to talk about it. Like, I don't know, like, somebody's trying to run.
I was about to ask him the same shit. What? About playing the record. So damn, what I gotta do to get approved? You know what I'm saying? Like I know they ain't gonna. They gotta be mainstream.
Probably something that everybody knows. Really though.
But you know, the people that make it in the music industry is not the most talented. It's the people that's just able to deal with all the hood, you know what I'm saying, all the shit.
And then they chosen by the people too, though.
Right.
It's low key a popularity contest, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to that commercial shit, when labels get involved, like how they can sell the most.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, the group is legit as a group. Like we can take the Migos for example, dog. I think, in my opinion, Takeoff is the coldest nigga out the group. They got the best sound. He might not have the best swag, you know what I'm saying? But he might not have the coldest lyrics. But as far as music is concerned, and cadence and how he carry the song, feel like that nigga, he that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Offset, you know what I'm saying? Dude got, you know what I'm saying? So hella dope Batman boys, and you can tell he really worked on his craft. And then Offset, you know what I'm saying? He just,
he's a Takeoff the bit. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? And Quavo's the
Takeoff.
He's the pretty nigga in the clique, man.
Takeoff couldn't carry an album on his own though. He in the scheme of the group, he going hard because he do his version. But Takeoff and Quavo carry the entire, you know what I'm saying, tape, which is not taking nothing away from Takeoff. Not saying he not.
But how heavily promoted were they compared to Quavo and how he promoted his album that did too much?
Yeah. Quavo got his own look, and Takeoff, he out of there. He got Cardi, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Offset, I mean Offset. Takeoff, he really don't have no gimmick, no.
They did the whole, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna date a celebrity bitch and woo. I'm gonna date a celebrity bitch and woo. But you know what I'm saying? But Takeoff, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I'm on what I'm on.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't on that.
He not trying to be how he doing his own shit.
I don't want that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to music, that nigga still smashing the ball. It be Takeoff bars that you remember first.
I'ma say, I don't know. Quavo, he gonna sing with it. He got the hook. Offset, he going in. He going hard.
Commercial, he gonna get the most help.
He going in though. Takeoff, he just gonna be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? You listen to what he said, like, okay, yeah.
Take off. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, Takeoff is the reason why we say that way.
He the youngest. He on more to like the shit that we really on though. Like, no, fuck you know, I'm smoking, I'm inside, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing me.
the fuck you think about it?
Man, he talking about killing niggas. That's what all these niggas, they getting the bag off of this. This is a phase, I tell you right now. This is a phase.
I tell that nigga get on that motherfucking football field and walk a nigga down.
This is a phase because, you know, it just reached the pinnacle of the plan that they had anyway was to get us to this point where we just straight, we talking about killing each other.
Yeah, we post drink, straight Percocet.
But it's gonna fade out, you know what I'm saying? And the real shit gonna come, you know, it's gonna go full circle, you know what I'm saying? The shit that we own and shit is gonna come back up to the forefront. The wave that we own. We out here with Smoke Green, man. We're gonna chop it over with the boy. What you been up to lately, you know what I'm saying? What you been up to 2021? What you been driving towards and what you got coming up?
He said I did full-time, just moved back to Houston. Wrapped up Curb Your Enthusiasm season 11, to make sure you're looking out for that. On the barbering tip, you know what I'm saying? JB Smooth, Larry David, you know what I'm saying? Got some great comedy coming your way. I'm at Main Event Barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Cutting hair full-time off of 1960 and Perry. Next to Whiskey's and Simply Barbershop, so you can find me there on the 9 to 5. And man, the music is done, the music is there, you know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for the right time. I think, you know what I'm saying, there's a time, you know what I'm saying, with all artists, you know what I'm saying, like they create, they put out, and then you get to a point where you're just like, you know what? I've been giving so much, you know what I'm saying? Let me pull back a little bit. And I think it's finally gotten to the point where people are asking like, Smoke, so like you still making music, like, so like now I've created a demand. And now, you know what I'm saying, like I got a product that I'm ready, I can sit on, I can stamp on. And when I put it out, I ain't gonna say it's not gonna be worth something, but I actually put the right amount of value on myself, kind of like Nipsey did when he did the Crenshaw album. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be demanded, and I can put some demand back on it, you know what I'm saying, in order to receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the plan.
Okay, so how you feel about the game? How going through COVID and stuff? What type of changes did you see in the game, and how did you adjust to that and see what you needed to do with this upcoming year?
Hey man, as an artist, I took a major loss. You know what I'm saying? One, I couldn't perform. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just a recording artist, but I'm a performing artist. And like right when I got to the peak of doing my shows, you know what I'm saying, and being in LA and Hollywood in that area, you know what I'm saying, not being able to perform, you know what I'm saying, like it hurt, you know what I'm saying, because that's the whole part of like the branding and the marketing, you know what I'm saying, being able to connect with my fans and my fans actually see me performing live and performing my art. You know what I'm saying, like that's the beauty of what we do. You know what I'm saying, you love your favorite artists, you know what I'm saying, because you love to see them perform. You know what I'm saying, whether it be videos or live in person. So I took a loss there, but I also got to create, you know what I'm saying, more art, you know what I'm saying. So now we're in 2021, you know what I'm saying, and things are opening back up. I got new art to perform. So it's a win-win, but it was also a lose-lose.
Yeah, that's what's up. So what can the people look forward to coming up? You know what I'm saying? What do you want them to look for? What you got going?
Man, all I can say is just pay attention to my IG. You never know. You know what I'm saying? I'm sporadic with the dipping, so you know what I'm saying? I just be splashing and dipping, but I will say this. I done dropped snippets and sneak peeks of what's coming too. Apologies for the delay, but man, you might have, you know what I'm saying, 12 to 13 tracks, you know what I'm saying? That's a fire coming your way real soon.
Okay, that's what's up. Tell them where they can follow you, where they can find whatever you got going for you.
Oh man, you can follow me on all platforms. Mr. Smoke Green, at Smoke Green, at Smoke Cuts. You follow me on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, at Smoke Green. Also, you can find me on, you can Google grindstackclub.com. Make sure you pick up some of that merch, you know what I'm saying, hats, t-shirts, hoodies. You know what I'm saying, we got something for everybody. grindstackclub.com, baby, yes sir.
I already knew that, yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, I be vlogging and stuff, get on my vlog. Okay.
What's your name?
Retro.
Retro.
out here grilling. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, say man, we pulled up and we pop out to tell you that the in-crowd is bringing our drops out this whole weekend. Make sure you party with the in-crowd and tap in for 4th of July weekend. Step 1, we at Velvet Room, the hottest Thursday night in the city. Make sure y'all pull up. Stop 2, we at Heist on Friday, the biggest Friday night in the city. Then Saturday, we booked and busy. We starting off at 2200, bar 2200 for brunch. Then we doing brunch after lunch with crew. Then after that, we ended it out at Dior Saturday, the biggest Saturday night in the city. Then Sunday, we also booked and busy. $1 million mansion, wet ass pool parties. Ladies, y'all are free. Fellas, you gotta pay the fee. Then finally, Rose Gold, Sunday school, Sunday night finale. Sunday night finale, we at Rose Gold. Make sure y'all tap in. You dig? We out.
What it is? You know I'm slamming nigga like a eel. Know I pop a nigga like a pill. Know I be drinking more straight out the field. Yeah, it's the meal, and know with the mall. Know we be trapping, bitch, we don't do fraud. My killer, that youngin' laying in your yard, bitch. Huh? Uh-oh, the game in trouble.
I'm still on that hood shit, right with a full shit. Tank top with it on. And with some phones and walk up and face shit. Now you are home alone.
I used to break the sound like this, the rhyme like this, so nigga, burn like that. Play with a man. Time I spent was a lot of shit in the back of the heart. Come on, boy, but they not this stunning. When I walk by, even smell that money. Best man clean up, damn straight no way.
Hey, you went from my biggest fan to my yeah, wop wop. Powers right here. Fireworks up there, let's go. There's the fireworks at the car, maybe outside the backyard. Candlestick. What? Say it. Here we go. These niggas praying on my downfall. Bitch, I stood tall. Show me just what you niggas.
You mounted my
Oh shit. Who gon' get this bottle for the last? Who gon' get this bottle for the last? Shake it. Oh shit, this kinda hard. What's up, ladies? Oh shit, she hit the split. Hey, shake it. my God. He don't know what to do with that. He don't know what to do with that. Oh my God! What's up with it, baby? What's up with it, baby? Hey.
It's so beautiful.
What's good, Will? We got Will, world's most hated promoter, baby. It's mayhem out here, baby.
Happy 4th of July.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Retro in the building, baby. It's mayhem out here.
Hey! Here they go fly.
Bitch in front of the Billy in front of the drive. And then sit there and really just looking around. Standing over your lady, let me dangle doing the cash patch. Niggas know the city was getting soft. I'm a static bash. If he say I'm snaking, then I'll adapt it to my habitat. If they say I'm gangsta on my paper, then it's facts in that. Pray they don't check it when I'm mailing cause stacks in that. Action pack, I think the whole shit.
Y'all ready? Contestant number 1, are you ready? God damn. Yeah, this is movie that is. Hey, are you okay? You good? Okay. So, yeah, we're not balancing no movies. We don't want no safety hands. No accidents. Yeah, go ahead. No, we ain't gonna start the contest until she starts. We don't have that there. No consent, no nothing. Alright, you ready? What's up? Go. This is contestant number 2. I don't think y'all ready for this one. Here we go.
Hands on the head, boy, pussy in his mouth. Hands on the head, boy, pussy in his mouth. Hands on the head, boy, pussy in his mouth. Hands on the head, boy, pussy in his mouth. Hands on the head, boy, shit.
She come to show out. She come to show out.
You know by the way. Hey.
Let's get it. Trace Stacks. Trace Stacks. You ready for him? You ready for him? Oh, shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bounce, 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 bounce. Get it, get it, get it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Big it, 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 big it. She said she didn't come to play. She said she didn't come to play. Oh my God. All bills to get paid tonight. Oh shit, we got contestant number 4. We got contestant number 4. Hey, let's get it. You ready? Trace that. Trace that. Hey, bounce, bounce, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's get it. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Come on, Bill. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Bounce, 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 bounce. Oh my gosh, I thought we had a winner. I think we. Hey. Here we go, 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 here we go. Here we go. Shake your ass like her. Belly daddy go. I got cash like her. Ratchet hoe, stop letting broke niggas nutty. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It ain't over, ladies. Here we go. We still got some for y'all. We still got a surprise for y'all.